everyone, I welcome you all to this video. I hope everyone like it. So now, without wasting our time, let's get into the video. By seeing this picture, you all must be wondering, why this penguin here? And most of them would have guessed. This video must be something about Linux or Unix. Hey you guys, you're right. Before getting into the video, let me introduce myself and my mates. My name is Prajna and my teammates are Chandana and Spurti. We are here to help you all learn about Unix directory structures. So now let's see what are the learning objectives. The first learning objective is the basics of Unix directory structures. And the second one is the hierarchical structure. And the last one is to learn Unix commands. And the first question which arises when we look into this topic is, what is Unix directory structures? Unix directory is a tree-like structure usually drawn as an inverted tree. Basically, it stores the data in a complete different location unlike Windows. It's simply known as the methodology for storing large quantities of data. So now let's learn about the hierarchical structure. It starts with a slash and it simply means a root. It is a root directory. The inverted tree starts with a root and then branches out into many other subdirectories, that is bin, dev, etc., home, lib, mnt, proc, root, sbin, temp and user. And now it's explained in detail by Spurti.
So basically here you should understand what is this folder contains, because when you install operating system you won't find any C drive, D drive, E drive or your my computer, but everything you will find in slash, which is called as feld slash or a mount point. Under that mount point you will find a different directories which we are going to see now. You will find a directory called slash root. Basically the slash root is the home directory of your super user root. Slash home contains the user home directory, but root stores its complete data into the directory called slash root. Next we have the directory called slash bin. This slash bin is a binary file. Whatever the command we generally have or we generally use, like creating a user, creating a file, creating a directory, everything will be stored into this slash bin, which contains all the files for our complete command. So basically when we run the command, these binary files get work and it provides you the output. Next we have slash dev, it is a device file. This directory contains all the device file, like if you have connected hard disk, if you have created partition integrated hard disk, everything will be stored in the device. If you connect any particular USB drive, if you use a DVD drive or CD drive, this will again be stored into devices. So whichever the device we connected, either it is directly attached device or a removable, all will be stored into slash dev. Next we have slash etc. Now whatever configuration you do, you define a host name, you define IP address, you configure some servers like FTP and IS. All this particular server will be stored under this slash etc. So whichever the configuration is, all the configuration file you will find in this slash etc. The next directory we have is slash home directories. This slash home is a directory which contains the home directory of user. Now you can see multiple users, or we can create a multiple users into the Linux operating system. So when this user get login, all the data which we are going to create on the desktop or on the document or any other directories, all will be created and saved into this slash home directory. Next is slash lib, that is system libraries. Lib contains all the library files. If suppose you want some help, if you want to get some help regarding any particular command or how to configure that particular command, or you see the parameter, what the parameter we have for a particular command, all the help option will get into the library. Next directory is slash mount, that is mount point for temporary file system. Mount is something that we are locating our devices into the particular directory. All the devices are needed to mount, that is a place in location from where it can be accessed manually. Next directory /proc. This proc contains the information about the device you have connected and their process. Next we have /sbin. It is a super bin. Super user is nothing but a root user, just like administrator. The super user uses the /sbin for storing it all the particular binary file, and whatever the command going to use will be pulled by this particular binary folder itself. Next directory we have is /temp. You may knowing about the temporary directory. Whatever the temporary file you want, you can store into the temp. Once your system is rebooted, this particular file will get flashed out. So that's the reason they are called as a volatile storage for your Linux operating system. At last we have /usr directory. It contains the USR programs. So /usr contains all the particular programs, applications, tools and the services which you have installed. Data will be stored into it.
Now, how to execute the command in OS. To execute the Unix command, the Linux operating system is best. But now we don't have the Linux operating system in our PC, so we executing it in Android. In PC, we need Linux operating system, but in mobile, we are using Termux.
For further reference, we have few Unix directory commands. First, cal calendar. It displays the present year, month and date. Then date command. It gets the current date and current time. Then pwd command. It prints the current working directory that I am working in Termux, so it printing Termux. Then the command uname. Uname prints the system information that the system is Linux, so it's printing Linux. Then uname r. R means recursive. It prints the kernel release date. Then uname a. A means all. It prints all the system information like kernel name, network name and the current working directory and etc. etc. Then command ls. ls, it displays the list of files and directory present in the system. Then mkdir, which allows user to create a new directory. So I am creating Unix, so to check it, ls command is used. Then it's showing Unix is inserted. Then remove directory. To remove that, rmdir is used. So I will remove now Unix. So Unix is removed. To check, ls is used. Then it's showing Unix is removed from the system. Then history. History command which display the previous executed commands which we have executed. It's showing all the commands which are we executed. Then to exit, exit command is used.